Let's start, guys. Okay. So today it's our final session. Session 3 will be done with data handling today. Okay. So anyway, before starting, as always, question for you. It says Mr. Smith has 4 daughters and each of his daughters has a brother. How many children does Mr. Smith have? Okay, chalo, 5. So basically 5 is the right answer. Let's see, let's look at 4 and 8 as other answers. No, the answer is 5. It is simple, guys. We have Mr. Smith and he says he has 4 daughters. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And he says each of his daughters has a brother. Now, each daughter individually cannot have a brother, right? Because all of them are Mr. Smith's daughters only, his siblings. He's the common parent. Each of the daughters has a brother. That is 1, 2, 3 and 4. All of them has one brother basically. So there are 5 siblings in total. That means Mr. Smith has 4 daughters and he has 1 son. That is, in total he has 5 children. Right. 4 daughters and 1 son. As simple as that. Alright. Chalo then. Median. Guys, your own definition of median. I gave you a gist last time if you remember. I gave you a gist of all 3, mean, median and mode, but I told that median and mode will be discussed in detail in the next.
Median means like if you have a group of data and we should put them in ascending or descending order, and then by the we should know the number of observations, and what is in the middle is the median.
Okay, it is very simple, guys. Median, as the name says, MED, it stands for middlemost. When we took an example of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and I asked you to find the average, you guys told me that the average was 6. Now we know that the average is 6 because it is an arithmetic progression, or we also know by sum of observations by number of observations is also giving us 6. Surprisingly, the median also is 6 because that is the middlemost number. Correct? Right. So all of you have a general idea. Okay. But let's go into greater detail. But before we go into this, let me tell you another hack. The last time when we discussed average for numbers which are in arithmetic progression. Okay. So what did we do? First I started with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I gave you numbers till 20. And we saw how time was increasing in order to get the answer. But then we figured out a logic where the number is the middle term when the numbers are in arithmetic progression only. But now guys, if you think logically, instead of thinking about which number comes in between, there is another simple thing you can do. When you take the first term and you take the last term and divide by 2, that is also giving you the average when the numbers are in arithmetic progression. Isn't it? So for example, if I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is the first term, guys, and this is the last term. Now the average, you know, because it is a small series, you know the middle term is 3. But how did you get the average? The average is simply nothing else but the first term plus the last term divided by 2. That is 1 plus 5 divided by 2, which is giving us 3. Is this clear? Now, if I ask you what is the average of numbers from 1 to 2000, now there is a confusion whether the numbers from 1 to 2000, whether the middlemost number is 1000 or whether the middlemost number is 1001, or we do not know, or is it 1000.5? We're not sure about it. In order to eliminate that confusion, because the numbers are in arithmetic progression, you can simply do first term plus the last term divided by 2. Look, now this has become a 2-second approach. Even if this is taking 5 seconds to figure out, now we can actually fix the problem in say 2 seconds. That is 1 plus 2000 divided by 2, 2001 by 2. Right? So this is what? 1000.5. So irrespective of how long the set is, how long your set of numbers is, the average when the numbers are in arithmetic progression only becomes first term plus last term divided by 2. Are we very clear, guys? Any doubts here? Now you know.
No doubt, sir.
You know 3 or 4 ways. Yes, Priscilla, tell me. Okay. So now, guys, I hope mean is extremely clear. We know multiple ways of finding out the mean now. Now, median, as I told you, is the middlemost number. In some cases, the mean and the median will be the same. In some cases, they will not be the same. But now let's look at how the median is to be found out. Now let's understand what median is. Okay. Say I have certain number of observations, guys. Okay. I don't know how many observations I have. What is median? Median means the middlemost value, right? Let's understand it diagrammatically. Let's imagine or visualize it. Middlemost, right? As you guys have told me. Now, median is that number. To the left of the median, say we have X number of observations. To the right of the median also, we are supposed to have X number of observations. That means the observations, the number of observations to the left of the median should be equal to the number of observations to the right side of it. Now, why does this make sense, guys? It makes sense because we are looking at the middlemost value. If I take a very simple series, say 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, we will look at how we are supposed to find the median when n is odd, when n is even. Don't worry about that. But let's understand the logic before we go there. What is the middlemost number? It is 3 over here. What are the number of observations to the left of 3? We have 2 observations, right? What are the number of observations to the right side of 3? They are 2. That means this and this are both equal. That means 3 is the median. Is this very clear, guys? Any doubt still here? Is the logic clear?
Yes, sir.
That means the median is dividing the set.
Sir?
Yes, Priscilla?
Sir, last class you had said which is more better, median or mean. You didn't tell the answer.
Why didn't I tell the answer yet?
I don't know.
Because we just started discussing median. Let me tell you what median is so that you people can think. I want you guys to think.
Okay.
Okay, so wait, let's finish median, then we'll discuss that. Don't worry. I remember I asked you if median is better or mean is better, right? Now, median is basically nothing else but the number of observations on both the sides of the median are supposed to be the same. That means the median is that number which divides the set or the data that we have into 2 equal parts. As simple as that. What was mean? Mean was a number around which the other observations revolved, right? Either they're close to it. But in terms of median, it is the middlemost number. That means the numbers to the left of median and the numbers to the right of median are the same. Is it very clear? Is the logic clear? Any doubts?
Yes, sir.
Definition part has to be clear. Now we have 2 cases, guys. When we find the median, the 2 cases that we have over here are with respect to the number of observations. Let's take an example and understand. Now the number of observations can only be 2. They can either be odd, that is say 5 observations, 7 or 9, or they can be even number of observations. That is, it can be either 6, 8, 10, etc. Now, how are we supposed to find the median when this is the case? Let's think about it logically and let's also see what the formula is given. All right. Now, if I take a set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What are the number of observations in this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 numbers, right? the median when the number of observations is odd is nothing else but n plus 1 by 2th or the n plus 1 by second observation. Remember guys, this is very important. Not the value of n plus 1 by 2, but the observation. That means what is n over here? It is 5. 5 plus 1 by 2th observation. That means third observation is our median, not 3. Third observation. Coincidentally, in this set, the number of observation and the median turned out to be the same, right? But what is the third? This is the first, this is the second, this is the third observation. So our median becomes 3. Is that clear? I'll re-explain, don't worry. It says, I'm repeating once again guys, listen, if you have doubts after this, then we'll discuss. It says, the median, we have two cases guys. We have to find the median when the number of observations is either odd or if the number of observations is even. The first case is when the number of observations are odd. When they are odd, what are you supposed to do? The number of observations plus 1 by 2th observation. That means here in this example, why did I take an example? Understanding the formula becomes easy. The formula is basically logic. 5 is the number of observations plus 1 by 2. 6 by 2 is 3. That is the third observation is the median. That is 1, 2 and 3. Now guys, let's look at this.
What is the n? N plus 1 divided by 2.
N, yeah, that is the formula for median when n is odd. That is when the number of observations are odd, you do n plus 1 by 2. Now guys, let me take another example. 2, 4, 6, 8, 4. Yes? Yes or no?
If it was even numbers.
We'll come to that. Why are you in a hurry? Relax. I told you concept is 1 hour. After that, it's cakewalk. Problem solving is very easy. Okay? Relax. Now, what are the number of observations in this set? It is the same. Again, 5. That means it is odd. This is what you have to determine first, whether the number of observations are odd or even. Now, when the number of observations are odd, what is the median? N plus 1 by 2. That is 5 plus 1 by 2th observation. That means third observation, guys. Now, what is the third observation? 1, 2, 3. That means the median is 6. Is this very clear? Is this very clear? Now, one last thing. Whenever, now, here I took a number that was in AP or that was arranged in an ascending order. Say numbers are not arranged in ascending order. The first step is to arrange them in either an ascending order or a descending order. That means if the numbers were random 5, 3, 4, 2, 1, I am first going to arrange them either as 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 or as 1, 2, 3, 5. Is this very clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
So basically what is to be done? Simple. Check for the number of observations. Arrange them in ascending or descending order. Then find out the median. Now, median when number of observations is odd is very clear. Now, let's look at the median when the number of observations is even. Say 6, 8, 10 or whatever even number. Okay. Now, how is that to be found out? Let's take an example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 6, 4, 3, 5, 1, 2. Okay. What is it that you do? The numbers are not arranged in an ascending or a descending order. So you either do that. You say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or you do 6, 4, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It doesn't matter. Now, what is the median? The median is nothing else but over here. N by 2th observation. See, because the number is even, it is obviously divisible by 2 plus N by 2 plus 1th observation divided by 2. This is somewhat similar to our average concept. Now guys, look at here. What is N over here? It is 6. That means N is even. That means this is what we are supposed to apply. Now, What is n by 2th observation? 6 by 2 is my third observation, plus what is n by 2? 3. 3 plus 1, that is my fourth observation, divided by 2. What is my third observation? 3. What is my fourth observation? 4. What is 3 plus 4 by 2? 3.5. That means my median is 3.5. That is the exact middle value of the series. What falls exactly in between 1 and 6, guys? 1 plus 6 by 2, 7 by 2, 3.5. This is where your mean and your median become the same. Yes, was a doubt? Yes, Priscilla.
Then the average, I mean the mean and median will be same, right?
Yes, because they're in arithmetic progression, right?
Yes.
I arrange them. The numbers need not be in AP. You know, numbers can be anything. It can say 12, 20, 35, 42, 50, anything. But the idea is to arrange them in an ascending order, look for the number of observations, then do it accordingly. Now, this huge formula that I wrote, is that needed? See, you guys, last time you spoke about your exams and how you need to write steps. That is where this is needed. But if I look at my data over here, once I arrange it in the ascending or descending order in terms of AP, it is very clear that the number that is between 3 and 4 is nothing but 3.5, right? This will come into picture when, say, your numbers are not in a particular sequence. There is no pattern. Say 12, 15, 20, 22, 29, 35 is the median. That is when you're supposed to see whether n is odd, n is even. Otherwise, you can simply apply this logic. Is this very clear? Let's see if the logic is applicable over here. We'll take numbers which are random and not in a particular series. Are we very clear till here, guys? Is median clear?
Sir, no.
What is your doubt? Where were you stuck? Doesn't matter. I'll explain.
Sir, from starting.
Do you have a doubt with number of observations odd or number of observations even?
Ma'am, sir, in even.
Even. Okay. So when the number of observations are even, for whoever has a doubt, listen. This is the last time. After this concept, we are starting with problems. The concept of median is over. Okay. So when the number of observations are even, how are we supposed to find the median? N by 2th observation. Okay, here it was 6. So we did 6 by 2. That is third observation. Karthik, listen carefully. Plus n by 2 plus 1. What is n by 2? 3. 3 plus 1, 4. Fourth observation divided by 2. It's not 3 plus 4 by 2. What is the third observation and fourth observation in our series? Third observation is 3. Fourth observation is 4. So 3 plus 4 by 2, that is 7 by 2, which is 3.5. Now Karthik, think logical. What is median? Median is nothing else but the middlemost term, the number that falls exactly in between. Now, which number falls exactly in between 1 and 6, Karthik? It is 3.5, right? Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Are we very clear now? Any doubts? Guys, anyone else with any other doubts?
No, sir.
Now, this is your question. Now look, this series are not in arithmetic progression or they do not follow a pattern. So follow what is to be done. Arrange them in ascending or descending order. Check for the number of observations. See whether they are odd or even. Accordingly, find the median. Okay? 1.5 minute, guys. Simple, guys. What did we do over here? Arrange them in ascending order. 17, 18, 24, 25, 35, 36, 46. Now, is there a need to apply a formula first? Is it a need for me to calculate n equal to 7 and then 7 is odd? What is the middlemost term, guys, when it is odd?
25.
Right. The number of terms to the left hand side should be equal to the number of terms to the right hand side. 3 equal to 3. What is the median? 25. Clear? Was the formula even needed? No. It is this logic that I'm trying to build. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, why doesn't this happen when number of terms are even? Is because we have two terms that are in between. That is the reason we have to play around with those two terms. That is the difference why the formula also changes where he says n by 2 plus n by 2 plus 1. Is that clear? You see why the change in formula is there? Because when the number of observations are even, we have two numbers falling in between.